part of an annual meeting, a report typically is crossing one of the T's and dotting one of the I's. But I do have to say that my former employer, 6 years with the ASPCA, when I hear that we outperformed New York and outperformed San Francisco, as a native Southerner, it pleases me greatly. Members, guests, sponsors, and host committee, Senator Scott. I'm Joe Elmore, Chief Executive Officer of the Charleston Animal Society. Focus, strategy, determination. Focus, strategy, determination. These three words capture the spirit of 2012 at Charleston Animal Society. This organization, as it headed into 2012, was hurting. It was hurting badly. 2012 was yet the last year of a 5-year project to turn the plight of companion animals around. In 2007, our community, not Charleston Animal Society, but our community, was putting down 2/3 of our animals. And as you heard a little while ago, we're now saving well over 3/4 of them. This staff, these volunteers, many of them who are here tonight, would the volunteers please rise? Our Charleston Animal Society volunteers, everyone, thank you. There are many of you here, and I can't name all of you and tell everybody all of the amazing work that you do because we just have too many wonderful volunteers. Nancy Schwartz brought her husband tonight, which I always thought was an imaginary husband until he retired, in there every weekend doing laundry. Ward works with our aggressive animals and making sure they're socialized so that they have every opportunity to succeed. Mo and his family are there every Wednesday, come hell or high water, they're there. Glenn introduced us to Larry Collette and saved us $35,000. These are amazing people. So those folks who had administrators with other volunteer organizations, hands off. This amazing group, this 139-year-old institution, they did it together with the help of our supporters, that's you, and our entire community. They forged ahead in 2012, and they accomplished setting a state record for most adoptions in a single day, setting a state record for most adoptions in a single campaign, setting the state record for most adoptions over the course of a year, setting the state record for most spay-neuter surgeries over the course of that year, and setting the record for most spay-neuter surgeries in a single event. The organization received national recognition for its veterinary science initiative and will host a national training conference here in Charleston in September to train other communities to replicate this initiative back home. We broke the 10,000 barrier. Well, what that means is for the first time, certainly in modern history, our intake came under 10,000, which was a real milestone for us. We engaged and completed the most research projects of any animal organization in the state so that we can continue performing better and help other organizations perform better. We cut euthanasia nearly in half with a 45% reduction. We achieved a 74% live release rate for the first time in history, far exceeding other areas of the state, region, and country for open admission animal shelters. That means we never turn an animal away. As of last month, our 12-month live release rate exceeded 77% for our organization. For our community partnership, we're at 80%. We're the only community in the Southeast that has done so. We saved nearly 7,000 animals, more than double all other animal organizations in our community combined. So each and every one of you are Charleston Animal Society, and you deserve a round of applause. But we weren't through. We're not finished. Along the way, we were awarded the Low Country Nonprofit of the Year and the Giving Back Award ceremony by Charleston Magazine and Coastal Community Foundation of South Carolina. We earned the GuideStar Exchange Seal of Transparency and recognition for our fiscal responsibility. We earned Charity Navigator's top rating of 4 stars. We were accredited by the Better Business Bureau with an A+ rating. And as recently as last month, we were awarded Charleston City Paper's Best Local Cause. All of this made Charleston Animal Society not only the state's top animal organization, but the state's top charity. You are Charleston Animal Society, and by God, you deserve a round of applause. As you leave tonight following our reception, you will receive a 2012 annual report highlighting these accomplishments and other information about our new initiative to be announced in a few minutes. To truly understand these numbers, we must put them into context and know that although we take in 90% of our community's animals, 90%, which is a role of government, we're only paid 25% from government for those services. That's how important your support is. As you leave Charleston County in any direction, the plight of companion animals is grim. Not that much different from where our community was a few years ago, in 2007. As our combined community is now saving 80% of our animals annually, most of the remaining state is euthanizing 70 to 80% of theirs. There's no clearinghouse for companion animal statistics, yet a survey of 58 animal organizations across South Carolina, consisting of both open-door and closed-door animal shelters, reflected an average euthanasia rate of 26% for last month, the month of March, 26%. The same survey of nearly 2,000 animal shelters across the nation reflected an average euthanasia rate of 23%. 23%. Ours is less than half of that for the month of March. Ours was 11%. Yet we still drive on, as Elizabeth Bradham just mentioned, not satisfied where our community is, knowing that all of us can do better. As nonprofit organizations, our purpose is to change our communities for the better. As citizens, all of us need to challenge nonprofits to prove that they are indeed changing communities and not just existing because of the good work that they do. Nonprofits need to solve problems, not just react to them. In 2007, we committed to you that with a new animal care facility capable of offering more critical programs and services, we can make our community safer and healthier for both animals and humans. We've done that and more. We are solving the problem, not reacting to it. That is our mantra. Over the past year, we were called upon by communities across this nation wanting to know how we have turned our community around, from putting down 2/3 of the community's animals to saving over 3/4 of them. As I've said before many times, many of you have heard this, you know, when New York, Los Angeles, and Miami call you and ask you how you're doing things, down here in little old Charleston, we must be doing things right. Well, it goes beyond that. Now they're contacting us from France, and next month we'll have a veterinarian intern from Tanzania, which thank you, Dr. Fuller, for explaining to me exactly where that is this afternoon, who will be here to learn our high volume, high quality surgical techniques from 4 of the best surgeons and veterinarians you'll ever meet, and their support team, many of whom you will meet in the next few minutes. We cannot do these things without your support and our incredible staff and volunteers. While our work is just a snapshot in the history of this 139-year-old organization, the oldest in South Carolina and one of the oldest in the nation, it can be etched in history. Our work can be etched in history as the most extraordinary time for companion animals in Charleston, and indeed the entire Southeast. They say it can't be done in the Deep South. We say it can, and we're proving it every day. Focus, strategy, determination. Last summer, as is the case in most summers across the South, many communities accept defeat going into June, July, and August. As you saw in the video, we did not. We would not accept defeat because that is not Charleston, that is not our community. No fear, no surrender. That is what Charleston Animal Society is. You are Charleston Animal Society. You have always been Charleston Animal Society, always. You will always be Charleston Animal Society. And you deserve a round of applause.